Hey, we all know dungeons are really tough. You gotta know so many different things, from secrets to puzzles to floor-specific strategies for boss fights. That's why I'm here to help you out. The following tips will help you become a much better dungeons player, so listen up. First, this is as basic as it gets, but learn secrets. Seriously, do it. If you don't know them, or if you only know like half of them in a room, someone else will come in there, see 2 out of 5, and be very sad. Don't make other people sad. There are many different tools to help you learn secrets. One is Discord servers like Dungeon's Secret Guide. They have a really weird verification system though, so if that's not for you, you can install Dungeon Rooms mod, which literally just shows you a waypoint of where every secret is. Once you know these secrets, it's also important to do them as fast as possible. All the top players have incredibly optimized secret routes, which you can find on Average Sweat's YouTube channel. These will require a stonk and an aspect of the void though, so if you don't have either of those, you'll have to think of somewhat decent routes yourself as you play more. Basically, as long as you know all the secrets, you should be good for a while. My next tip is to get solvers for all puzzles. No matter how trivial the puzzle may seem, the solver will help you save time thinking. It's not about whether you can do tic-tac-toe, I know you can do it. It's about doing tic-tac-toe as quickly as possible. You gotta remember, Dungeons is a speedrun simulator. The faster you do them whilst getting the score you want, the better. For longer puzzles like Creeper Beams, Blaze, Waterboard, and especially Floor 7 terminals, there is no excuse not to have solvers. There's many different solver mods out there, but I personally use Hypixel Skyblock mod. This perfectly segues to the next tip, Trap Room. Do Trap Room. Don't be lame and walk away as soon as you see it. For the free secret trap, I strongly recommend buying Spirit Boots, as you can just fly to the top to get the 2 secrets and then jump down for the last. For the 4 secret trap, I recommend stonking through this spot here to get the chest. Once you get it, the room will be complete and you'll only be missing 3 secrets, which you don't even need to get on floor 6 and above if you get all the other secrets including the Mimic, 5 crypts, and if no one dies. Alternatively, you just get the remaining secrets normally. If you're unsure how much score you'll have at the end of the run, then downloading SkyTills and Dungeon Rooms mod for the score calculator will help you tremendously. This next tip is probably the most important, but before that, here's a bonus tip for making it this far. Subscribe to my channel. I know, crazy tip, right? Also, if you've enjoyed the video so far, please give it a big like. Helps with the algorithm, you know? Anyways, it's very important to understand how dungeons work and distribute what to do between party members. Thus, I highly recommend trying to get a permanent party, aka people you play with a lot of the time. Even if you don't have IRL friends who play Skyblock, try to make some through Party Finder or Discords. Generally, one person in the party needs to Blood Rush. Now this can be different in Master Mode, but we're talking about regular dungeons here. The Blood Rusher is typically a mage or archer due to their impressive clearing potential. Whichever it is, they must understand how rooms work. Each regular room spawns with a certain amount of mobs that must be killed in order for the room to be cleared. Sometimes it's a bunch of mobs and other times it's just a mini-boss. But they always spawn in the same spots, so memorizing these is crucial. You'll get a better feeling of this as you play more, but if you want a more in-depth explanation, feel free to check out my Fragrant tutorial. This isn't only useful information for the Blood Rusher though. The other members should also know where the enemies are positioned, so that they can clear rooms as quickly as possible. This brings me to my next point. Don't stack people in rooms. This means not to have multiple people in the same room. You want to have your team split up as soon as possible. This won't always be the first or second room of the dungeon due to the randomized nature of it, but it will eventually branch out. Take your own path and clear all the rooms until you reach a dead end. Once you do so, begin obtaining secrets. If you reach a dead end at a puzzle room, you should do the puzzle and then continue. Most people will first clear the room, get the secrets in it, and then move on. But this isn't as good, mainly because you don't have as great of an overview of which rooms are where. When doing it like this, you'll oftentimes have the last room be a puzzle or trap, and will lose time just waiting for the last guy to do it. An underrated aspect of dungeons is inventory management. Your inventory will constantly clog up with unwanted items, like decoys, training weights, armor pieces, and so on. These are all basically useless items, and we want to eliminate as many of them as possible. First, get a dungeon sack from the bits shop. This will take care of most secret drops. As for armor pieces, weapons, training weights, and other junk, just sell them in the trades menu, either when waiting for a boss to spawn or in between runs. Another option is to salvage them for essence, but this generally takes too long and is only able to be done between runs. While we're at inventory management, your hotbar is also extremely important. Here's how mine looks. First, my main weapon, Ornate Zombie Sword for healing, Aspect of the End for mobility, Plasma Flux for boss room support, Spirit Leaps for whenever I need to teleport to a teammate, Rogue Sword for extra speed, a free slot for swapping out other items I use from time to time, and the stonk for cheesing secrets. Regarding the free slot, I use a bow for all kinds of puzzles, and Super Boom TNT for whenever my sheep is on cooldown. If you're not a mage, however, you should have your Super Boom in your hotbar regardless. There's also certain items that I only use on specific floors, like the Jerry Shin Gun and Bonzo Staff for floor 7. Your hotbar obviously doesn't need to be the exact same as mine, but it should be at least somewhat similar. Additionally, I keep a dungeon orb for class abilities, a hoe for speed, I should have more than one, I know, I'm working on it, and a diffuse kit for this one specific tripwire hook in the 4th secret trap. God, I hate this one so much. In case you didn't know, you can use your normal ability with shift and your ultimate with Q if you have a dungeon orb in your inventory. And in case you didn't know, again, hoes are bugged to give stats not only when they're held, but in general while they're in your inventory. So for example, this hoe gives me plus 20 speed at all times. Don't fix this please admins, it's actually pretty gangsta. This next one's pretty short but really funny. Whenever you find a Midas room, you don't need to actually kill King Midas. You only need to blow up his tomb and the room will count as complete. This is why this is the best room in the game. Now I don't know if someone made this up or it was changed at some point, but certain individuals believe killing fairies reduces your score. This is not true and hasn't been true for at least many months now. Additionally, these fairies are incredibly useful, not only to have extra lives if people die later on, but even if you're dead, you can kill a fairy as a ghost and revive yourself. Fairies gug. As for the last tip, this one's a bit specific, but personal to me because I play a lot of floor 6. At the beginning of the floor 6 boss fight is what's called the terracotta phase. If you or one of your teammates hits one of the golems standing around the middle, the entire terracotta phase, and by extension the run, will be delayed by quite a while. I understand if you do this when your team is not capable of withstanding both the terracottas and golems at once, but if that's not the case, you should always awaken the golems during the terracotta phase. The earliest you can do so is once the terracottas start shifting their heads towards you. You can find all the mods I've mentioned in this video and other resources like Average Sweat's video and the Dungeon Secret Guide Discord in the description below. This video was mainly focused on general dungeons tips, but depending on how much people enjoy it, I might make a full floor 7 guide, with a detailed explanation of how to do every part of every phase. There's no real good floor 7 guides out there, they all just say do this and do that without actually explaining the technicalities or which class should do which. If any dungeon gurus think that I said something incorrectly, please correct me in the comments. Anyways, long video, me go sleep now. Good night.